Okay, so what do you do when you're finally given the time? 3 months, no work, no school, minimal responsibilities. At first you feel freedom, but it quickly becomes the immense pressure of emptiness, the deafening silence. Or maybe it's the decision paralysis of having 100 different paths in front of you.
Just kidding. I am chronically busy and overwhelmed. And I don't know how, even when I'm accidentally taking a gap semester and unemployed, I still find a million things to do and people to yap to.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I still haven't quite figured out how to introduce myself because I feel more lost than ever in terms of career, hobbies, and interests. But I thrive in the chaos. So I created this visual journal mostly to document where I am. It's for family, friends that I meet along the way who I don't get to update regularly. And also just leaving this online in the off chance that someone finds inspiration or, comfort in watching this. Currently editing while using my brother's really nice desk setup while he's not here. And I realized that everything is kind of just a mess thrown into a bunch of random clips, but that's pretty representative of what my life is like right now, so I don't know if in the future my videos will be more cohesive, but this is what it's gonna be like for now. I also like leaving him some random little whale sharks on his notes. Okay, the rest of this is just random clips from when my friend visited, so it's like a food crawl and it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I grew up drawing for fun, mainly during middle school. I had a bullet journaling account, was on the brink of opening an online shop. I even got so far as to ordering samples for a little bubble tea mask and t-shirt. Honestly, I'm so confused what happened. I think I lost confidence and got distracted testing for my C++ certification. Then COVID ended, and I sank too deep into FRC. If you know, you know. Uni was also hella busy, doing all sorts of side quests, meeting people, flying out to events, rediscovering hobbies, working on at least 5 different student orgs, plus some contracting, an aerospace internship. But these silly little creative projects have lingered in the back of my mind. The opportunity presents itself now because I've been studying abroad this whole year, up until I couldn't get my fall semester student visa. So I booked a very last-minute flight to New York, and part of my decision to fly here instead of back home was specifically so that I can grow closer with my relatives that do live here, and I'm finally in the same time zone as my best friend. My main goal for this accidental gap semester is to narrow my creative pursuits and somewhat attempt to organize the chaos of my life. I know I love art and design, but I don't know what role I want to play in this space. It's weird how I'm in the same spot of confusion for both this and my professional career. I'm like a mix of AI, CS, aerospace, robotics, design, business, product management, but at the same time, not quite any of those at all. Creatively, I could be called a photographer, figure skater. I draw occasionally, but usually in the style of doodling whatever I'm drinking or eating at a cafe. I help organize or attend events. I think stickers and apparel as a side business is cute. Now I'm trying video editing as a form of journaling how I'm navigating these question marks. Because of this really broad mix, I often find myself in niche and unreplicable positions, which is always fun for the duration of the experience or project, but leaves me questioning what comes next. Where should I invest my time? I use Google Calendar less for planning, more as a log of what I end up doing spontaneously. Whether I'm in school or not, every day and every week looks different. I know people say to pick something and go deep, but I really struggle with choosing. My major projects and community involvements have all been different, and I find it so frustrating that I know I have so much potential and passion, just not the right place to redirect to at the moment. When I do encounter these occasional quote-unquote right places, I dedicate an obsessive, almost concerning amount of time to do my job well, plus getting involved in everything adjacent. The way I've started to describe myself is that I have 30 piles of interests that I'm slowly adding to, Several, but not all at the same time. It probably looks like a random landfill right now, but at some point in the future, they will all slowly merge together and I'll be hella stacked. I actually have a very clear end goal in life. Aside from family, it is to build up my corner of the world. I'll put all my passions and the people I love into a cafe, like an accumulation of my entire life manifested into a physical form. By then, I will have refined various skills in designing my aesthetic for the space and menu. I started filming this video in week 2, but while I was editing, more things kept happening that I usually can't film because it happens very spontaneously. I swear every time I go outside, I will start talking to at least one new person. Oftentimes, at least 3 other things will spin out of that, and suddenly I'm holding way too much again. When I first came to New York, my friend offered to join her vending event. I went to my brother's place quite often to work and also self-learn latte art. So here's a clip I filmed during the earlier period of development. Alright, so where I'm at right now is I've created Rough Drafts as the brand that I'm going to dump my creative projects into. And I also worked on my first merch design, and it's inspired by Wabi Sabi. I feel like this entire thing, like the idea of Rough Drafts, battling my perfectionism, and using Wabi Sabi as the guiding principle is really just to convince myself to literally just produce or like put something out there. Fast forward, now I have the 2 different sticker sheets as well as a Polaroid inspired business card, and then I'm testing a sample from Gelato. So the front is a scribble and there's a back graphic. I did wash this shirt one time, so you can kind of see the damage that the print took. But yeah. Okay, back to showing the food crawl. While I was waiting for those orders, a few days were spent locked in on recruitment for my volunteer team. The talent portal opened at 5 a.m. my time, so I woke up and read through over 300 applications, sat for 5 hours straight, ran interviews for the next couple of days, and yeah, that was a thing. I've been casually applying to summer internships, maybe a few per week, several events, cafe days where I meet interesting people. Actually, from the vending event, I met a community builder. Within the first few minutes of conversation, we went to visit one of his nearby cafe owner friends. Ended up talking a lot, got invited to a co-working with entrepreneurs and small business owners. The thing is, we met on Saturday, but on Sunday, I went to a creative co-working thing recommended by a couple of friends. Really, really interesting having back-to-back days of co-working with creatives versus business owners. There's some overlap, but definitely such different vibes. Creatives were mostly people employed with full-time jobs, pursuing passion projects outside of work. Business owners were very involved in local cultural communities, doing a bunch of partnerships and pop-ups with each other. I caught up with my YC startup friend and somehow befriended another cafe. I feel like this only scratches the surface of what I've been up to, so I want to summarize some learnings. Everything is always such a delicate balance of time, which I think I've been playing quite well. However, imposter syndrome has been seeping in more often this whole year. It's weird because on one hand, I know how much incredibly unique experience I have, and on the other, I'm impatient. I want my skills to develop faster, and I'm frustrated that I haven't found my next big project or team to commit to. But I forget that the people I've been surrounded by this entire year are 5, 10, 20 plus years older than me, and as a result of me going out to experience more of the world, I've become more and more indecisive of what I actually want to do. Or maybe I'm giving up on something too early simply because I'm not good yet, and I mistake that for not wanting to do it. Or is it really just a waste of my time? I really need to be able to prioritize while also helping out with my baby cousin. Like, I'm not on TikTok, I don't usually scroll or watch shows, but I will get stuck talking to a rando or responding to messages or meeting up a friend. and then my entire fucking day is gone. That needs to be moderated. But yeah, until next time.
Very annoying that I actually have to take my eating and sleeping so I don't die at the marathon I accidentally agreed to run.